Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So if you're going to go watch Alita Battle Angel, make sure you watch it in IMAX 3D. It's just an amazing experience. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the review. So Alita Battle Angel is based upon Yukito Kishiro's popular manga and also the anime right here that came out in the early 90s. Now, James Cameron actually bought the rights to Alita Battle Angel, and it was basically in production forever, and I didn't think this was ever going to be released. But now, more than 10 years later, we finally have the movie being directed by Robert Rodriguez. Now, before I get into all the things that I really enjoyed about the movie, let me go ahead and talk about the negatives of the movie, some of which aren't negatives to me, but I could see why people would feel that that could be a bad thing for the movie. So just take it as a movie alone. The story itself is probably nothing new to most people. It's post-apocalyptic, there's cyborgs, there's sci-fi elements, and there's also different story elements about the haves and have-nots, city in the sky type stuff, so you've seen all that before. Other things are actually the characters themselves, the main characters. They are, pretty fleshed out in my opinion, but some other characters like Jennifer Connelly's characters like Charon, Marshall Ali with Vector, and other side characters, they're really not that developed at all. And so that might be another complaint. And another complaint that I hear is that it feels like it's one part of a long series of movies setting up for a sequel. And I could definitely see that because it is setting up for a future movie. But then again, you got to understand where it came from. So those are all the main negatives that a lot of people would talk about. And I myself, honestly, I don't really see that. Mainly because I am a fan of the original anime. And if I would have read the manga, I'd probably be more of a fan because Alita Battle Angel is amazing. I absolutely love this film. And let me go ahead and talk about why. The first reason why is Alita Battle Angel is by far the best anime to movie adaptation I've ever seen. Most live action adaptations of anime are pretty bad. If you watch any Japanese anime films, you'll see what I mean. The live action versions are almost always corny, they're horrible, and they're over exaggerated. That's just my opinion. They just never really do it justice. And the last big Hollywood anime to movie adaptation was Ghost in the Shell, and I didn't even bother watching that. I did enjoy the anime, but I didn't want to watch the movie. And so that is the first thing. If you are a fan of the manga or anime, you would truly appreciate a lot of what this movie offers, because when I was looking at the movie, there were so many scenes that were taken directly from the anime and obviously from the manga as well. So they had to put a lot of stuff in there, hence the reason why it feels like it's one part of a much larger series of movies. And then the second thing is the absolutely incredible special effects. Weta Digital, the whole production team, these are some of the best special effects I've ever seen. And when it comes to special effects, I feel like Weta Digital is the best, even better than ILM. And if you're not familiar with Weta Digital, they're the ones who did the whole Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies. They are that good. And the reason why they are so good is because they use special effects to actually tell the story and focus on the characters, because you don't really think about them as special effects. You think about them as real characters, much like Gunnm was in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So that is why the special effects are so good here. And then also, I got to give a lot of praise to Robert Rodriguez in terms of the way that he directed the action. The action was so brutal. It was so amazing looking. It looked like a live action anime in a really good way. And you could actually follow what was going on. And there were so many moments in this movie where the visual presentation, I was just stunned. I was just looking around with these glasses, and that's all I was doing. I didn't really see anything else. It was so good. So hats off to the entire special effects production team and Robert Rodriguez for directing that. And other things that I really enjoyed is some of the acting performances, especially with Rosa Salazar, who plays Alita. You could see the emotions come out because they actually put all these dots and all these things to map her face. She actually did act physically, and they would superimpose the CG on top of it. Really top-notch acting there. You felt so many emotions, especially early on. Christopher Waltz as basically the father figure, Dr. Ito. did an incredible job. He is a great actor, and you could clearly see it here. And there were many great actors and actresses, Jennifer Connelly, Mahershala Ali, as I mentioned, but there's also a lot of other surprise actors and actresses that I didn't expect. And so I really did appreciate that. Ed Skrein did a great job as well. Ed Skrein, if you didn't know, he was like the main villain in Deadpool, Ajax, and he's been in some other movies as well. And then other things that I enjoyed was the actual story. Okay, so once again, I've actually watched the anime, and so I'm not thinking that it's a bad thing for them to cut it off like they did, because there's a lot to put in there. Now, the way they did it here, there were definitely elements that I have not seen before, specifically discovering who she is. That was really interesting to me because I want to know her backstory. You know, I want to know her life previous to her being this new cyborg down here on Earth, and also how that has to do with Salem. And so all those things I want to know more about. I was always invested in it. I didn't feel bored, and I wanted to know what happened to the characters, you know, mainly with Alita and also Hugo as well, which I knew what was going to happen because of the anime. And then Christopher Waltz, you know, I always wanted to see them. And the reason why a lot of these other characters, like Mahershala Ali's characters, Jennifer Connelly's, all of these people, they weren't given a lot of development, is because if you actually read the manga or watched the anime, you would see that they didn't play a large part in the actual series as well, at least from me watching the anime. And so that might explain a lot of why they didn't get fleshed out more, because they didn't really serve much of a purpose to the whole bigger story, at least from my memory. And so those are the main things that I absolutely love about Alita Battle Angel. This is a movie that is overall one word, and that is fun. That's why I go to watch a movie. This is fun, sci-fi action, and it does it in a way where you get more than your money's worth. There's so much to see and experience here. So hats off to Robert Rodriguez, James Cameron, Weta Digital, all the actors and actresses involved with this. Go watch Alita Battle Angel. You won't be disappointed, especially if you are a geek, a nerd, you love sci-fi and stuff, anime, you will enjoy this movie. So if you had any thoughts in this, whether you saw Alita Battle Angel, or maybe you were a fan of the manga or the anime, or maybe you've never even heard anything about this, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Gold Content Creators Group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Gold Content Creators Group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.